Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Ready to Love Season 6, Episode 8. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it, honey, because this episode, I don't know what the hell was going on, child. But listen to me. It was a bunch of foolery, okay? And the men should have been up for elimination as well, okay? Here we go. When the episode first opens up, the men meet up at the gentleman's lounge. So Tommy asked about their meeting with the friends, right? So their assignment, should they choose to accept it, is to introduce the women to a truth teller. Introduce them to a truth teller. You know, somebody that's going to keep it real with you. I don't know if that's an X, if that's a Nix, or if that's a Flex. Just introduce her. Y'all know how Tommy be. Anywho, he wants them to introduce them to somebody that's going to have their best interest at heart and is going to tell them the real about these women. In the next scene, Randall is introducing his 3 prospects to his ex, Brittany. Hey girl, he definitely has a type, because to me, she looks a little bit like Kayla and Trinika, just a little bit. That's who she reminds me of. So he tells her he's going to have 3 women come in, and she was like, dang, 3? Yes, ma'am, 3, honey. You can't believe it, huh? Especially because he don't never shave that beard, shape it up, or nothing else. Was he doing that when y'all was together as well? Randall. It could be so much more. Okay, if you just shape that beard up, get a line up, get an edge up, get an up, honey, do something with yourself. It's a fool, but I'm happy to see you don't have on shorts, child. You actually have on long pants, as my grandmother would call them. You have on long pants and a little bitto Armani Exchange shirt. Child, I ain't seen Armani Exchange in years. Anywho, that's just a side note. So the ladies arrive, and Jamala arrives last to meet Rara and his ex. And so she was like in her confessional, you know, respectfully, I'm not in competition with these ladies. Like, their connection is what their connection is, but ours is much different. Okay, girl. So she's like, I'm just really here to look for feedback, to know Randall a little better. She's like, oh, okay, well, girl, he's finally pulling out chairs. See, that's what I'm saying. That is very interesting. I feel like, is this the real rah-rah? Honey, because that ex didn't know that you pulled out chairs. So there's that. And one thing Kayla gonna do is sit and eat her food. I know that's right, girl, honey. I know y'all having a date and whatnot, but Kayla said, listen, me and my wig, we gonna eat. Baby, they gonna eat. So Trinika jumps right in. Trinika asked when they were together, and Brittany said 2014, and they were together for about 2 years, but they should have never been together because they're better off as friends. You know, they should have just been cool, and they're still tight to this day. Where is the most recent ex? That's what I want. 2014. That was a long while ago. I feel like Randall playing a game. I feel like he brought somebody that he knew was going to give him a good report. Like, I need to meet the true ex. What ex from yesterday or last week or whatever. Moving forward. So Brittany was like, you know, you got to be more than a pretty face, and, you know, that's all good, but like, what are y'all's goals for yourself? So Kayla said her goal is to be a full-time entrepreneur, and she's looking for someone to be a power couple with, basically. So here goes Jamala. Well, for Randall, I feel like he's organization. And with that, I'm very organized. So being his support system and, you know, just truly being his best friend. Jamala, did you hear the question? What the hell are you talking about? She said, what are some of your goals? Like, girl, not who do you think Randall is? She asked you, what are your goals? So in the confessional, Kayla was like, Jamala always has this weird energy like Randall is something she can win. She's like, girl, chill out. Girl, I know that's right. So Brittany followed up and asked what they did not like about Randall. She's like, because I know he's not perfect. And Trinika said the communication. But she likes him, you know, flaws and all. So Kayla said him opening up and her not having to probe him. And so Jamala said, you know, just laying out what is expected of me. Because, you know, I've laid out what is expected of him. So you don't like that he won't tell you how to get him to like you more. Okay, Jamala is being fake at this table. Like, I think you're trying to, Kayla's right. You're trying to win. Like, ma'am, what don't you like about Randall? Cut and dry. I don't like that he always wears shorts. I don't like he won't shape up that beard. I don't like the fact that he has other prospects. I don't like the fact that he doesn't work on Tuesdays. Like, what don't you like about him? I want him to tell me what he expects of me. Girl, Moving forward. So after they do that, they get up and they leave. And so Brittany is talking to Randall, and she says she thinks they're all amazing, but he needs someone to be there for him. And child, don't we all? We all need somebody to be there for us. So the ladies leave, right? She lays it out there. She said Kayla gave soft energy, and he needs that. Trinika didn't give the real her, and Jamala seems genuine, but a red flag was when she asked about what were her goals, and her goals were all about him. And he doesn't need somebody that's all about him. So Kayla gets her vote. Yeah, Jamala lost me on that. She really did. But she didn't come across genuine to me. Okay, now I don't know what you was looking at. I felt like Trinika was being herself. I felt like Kayla was being herself. And I felt like Jamala was giving pageant answers. And he gonna choose the total opposite, honey. So whatever you tell him, he gonna choose whoever he want to choose. And that's Jamala. Moving forward. In the next scene, Mike goes to meet with his friend Yolanda. And Mike said that, she's going to be able to help him figure out what he needs to do. So he's bringing two ladies, Kayla and Brandy. Every time I see Kayla interact with Mike, I feel like he's playing a numbers game to make it to the end, because I do not see him and Kayla being together for the long haul. So Kayla arrives and she asks what their relationship is. And Yolanda said, he's like my brother. Mike seemed like the type to have a bunch of play sisters and play cousins, honey. He all riding up through the hood, honey, with his rims and his windows tinted and his Hellcat. Yeah, that's my sis. That's my sis. So they're sitting there, and Mike brings up when, he stood up to hold hands with Kayla and be all performative. And she's like, yeah, no standing up moments today, because I was just speechless. So the friend was like, girl, why? And she was like, because, we're both guarded. And in that moment, he showed that he liked me by doing that. Girl, really? Because it was giving Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, honey, standing up for no reason, child. So anyway, the friend was like, well, yeah, Mike, you got to show her that you're going to chase her. He's like, yeah, well, no, we don't know. Well, I know, but Kayla don't. He said moving forward, he's attracted to her and he's going to work on it. So Yolanda was like, I can see that you like her, and look at the way you looking at her. Y'all looking into each other's eyes. It's all lust. Okay, it's giving lusty busty, honey. It's lust. So just then, Brandy shows up. Hey, girl. And in the confessional, she was like, part of me knows that I'm higher up in the ranks when it comes to Mike, but I need him to show me. So he tells Brandy that they were just talking about him and Kayla's connection. And she was like, well, I heard from Mike that he wanted to snatch me up before anybody else could get to me. And that was your first mistake. Okay, you should have seen what else is out. It really ain't nothing else out there, child. Y'all just gone, honey. Just end the season. Let's go, honey. It's getting on my nerves. Moving forward. So she said before the process, she didn't want to date a man with kids, but it changed. And his friend was like, why? And she said, I've just come to realize that men have kids. So I'm just going to have to get used to that and try to figure out how to have a relationship with a man that does. So Kayla said she does want kids, but not too many. And she was in a relationship with a guy where the co-parenting situation wasn't good. But Mike assured her that his co-parenting situation was. So, the friend co-signed it and was like, yeah, they good. So Kayla gets up and leaves. And Mike is like, it was cool talking to Kayla. But when Brandy walked up, I felt kind of shy inside. Because, we talk every day. So his friend said, yeah, you seem shy with Brandy. It's clear that Brandy and Mike have chemistry. Okay, I won't take that away from him. I just don't like him stringing Kayla along because it's not going to be nothing. Okay, it's giving nothing. So I don't understand why they're still interacting with each other. So Mike said, his connection with Brandy is very strong. So once they both leave, him and his friend, they're talking about the connection with Brandy. And she says she likes the fact that with Brandy, he lets his hair down. He's joking, he's kikiing and having a good time, showing all them teeth and whatnot. And he was like, well, wait a minute now, because I'm still infatuated with Kayla, but it's going slow. Why would you use the term infatuated? I don't know, honey. You already said Brandy is the girl you take home to mama and Kayla is the girl from the videos. And honey, that's all I needed to hear. I don't want Brandy to be so smitten and not branch out, but honey, it's too late at this point. In the next scene, Samson goes to meet his ex, Alabelle, I think that's her name. And this is the first time I haven't seen Samson in a suit of some sort. I didn't realize his body was actually that nice. I was like, oh, okay, Samson. Okay. So Cherise shows up, then Looney and Brandy. Looney? Where did that come from? This show working my nerves, honey. They just put anybody with anybody. Looney floating around from man to man to man. Looney ain't had that many connections. The only person she was connected to was No Justice, No Peace, and he gone. So his ex was asking, after dating for a few weeks, do you guys see him as a potential match? And so Cherise jumped right in, baby. She's like, yes. I mean, he's a gentleman, and I'm ready to jump right in and fight for him. Well, child, you ain't gonna have to fight, okay? You ain't gonna have to fight, Cherise. You can skip on down. Let me sing. As a matter of fact, let me give you the song. And so it took me some time to get to the place that you wanted me to be. Y'all ready to love, honey? Because Brandy want Mike, and Looney just here for the free food. She just there for the free food, and she ain't fooling me. Moving forward. So Looney is like, in her confessional, Cherise is giving me pick me vibes, and I don't like it. So Looney is answering the question as well, and her, on the other hand, she's like, I ain't fighting for nothing. He gonna have to figure it out, all of this and all of this. So Brandy brings up all that gift giving and how it makes him seem like basically he does that with everybody. And so he was like, I kind of feel some type of way because I want her to focus on the gift and not everybody else. I hear ya, okay? But it comes off as rinse and repeat. Your first date was with Shakira, Flower Child. You brought her a gift, and we ain't never really seen you deal with her after that. Then you went on another date, and you brought them a gift. It just seems like your MO, okay? It doesn't seem like it's authentic to the person that you're getting to know. So I agree with Brandy. So Looney wants to know how she got Samson to open up. She's like, girl, how did you get him to open up? Because, we're having a tough time. So, she answered or whatever. And child, they get up to leave. This group hug that they're doing is just cringe. It's just cringe. So after they leave, his ex says she felt like Cherise was really into him. Looney wants a man to choose her, honey, as she should. And she wasn't too sure about Brandy. Looney doesn't really like Samson. But Justice went home, so she didn't have no choice because she's still on the show. In the next scene, Swayze brought his friend Ish to meet Kadian. And baby, Ish don't take no Ish. He was right up front, okay? He was very up front with Kadian. I like the way that he spoke to her. I like the questions that he asked. He was just an all-around nice guy. So Swayze is saying that he's still upset at her for not defending him, but he's trying to move forward from it. So she walks in. And she was like, yeah, I'm hoping that he doesn't do me like he felt I did him with my friend. So I'm just going to sit down and I'm just going to be quiet and I'm going to let them lead. So the friend, when she sat down, he was like, so tell me something about yourself. She was like what? Ma'am, you know exactly what he means. You ask the most questions, yet you are confused at his question. She's like, I have 2 French bulldogs. Okay, she wasting time. And I can see now why y'all be saying she get on your nervous system, honey. I really can't, because come on, Kadian. You got 2 French bulldogs. Grow up. You know exactly what he's saying. He wants to get to know a little bit of your backstory to see if you are a potential match for his friend. Come on, girl. So Trinika arrives across town. Baby, this right here is a whole fool. LJ is with his ex, Lauren. So he was like, most men would be scared to introduce their ex, but I'm not. Well, you should be scared, honey. You very well should be. Because I don't know what you and Lauren doing, but honey, something ain't right. So Trinika arrives and baby, she gets right into it if she gonna get into it. So she asked when they were together last, and she said, well, the beginning of the year. Oh, she a fresh ex. Honey, you could potentially dip back over there. That's exactly what I was thinking as I'm watching this scene, right? And Trinika is like, well, that's hella awkward. Girl, and is. Back with Kadian, his friend is asking, what's going on with y'all? She was like, well, he had a bump in the road or whatever, but we're working through it. Because, I can talk through things, but he shuts down and he's ready to barbecue you. Buzzword, honey, please don't let Bozo hear barbecue, okay? He might reappear up on the scene, honey. Let him stay where he at. Back over with Trinika and LJ, his ex said, yeah, we were together less than a year. And so she asked if they were still having sex. Excellent question. Because this is still new. Okay, shout out to Lauren London. Okay, I know we got a Lauren here, but this right here is newly exed. So we just need to know. So she said last time they had sex was last month. Oh, no. Hell no, boy. Y'all done up and done it. Baby, shout out to the country boys. What? The last time y'all had sex was last month? LJ, quit bringing anybody on here and quit playing and quit wasting time. So she was like, last month? Trinika, go ahead and excuse yourself from the table, honey. So Trinika in the confessional was like, last month was 2 days ago. Yeah, see, LJ sneaky. And see, it's some tea floating around the TikTok about LJ. Baby, that nice guy act is an act. Okay, and he ain't fooling me. Moving forward. Oh, and baby, if y'all want the tea, it will be some exclusive tea being spilt okay, by LJ's ex over on Shayna's channel. And when I get the link, I will put it down below. Because, baby, y'all got to go over there and hear all this tea, honey. LJ is not who y'all think he is, allegedly. So Looney shows up. Hey, girl. And Trinika's like, well, girl, listen. Just so you know, they're still having sex. He's like, no, that was a month ago. She said, we all met last month. LJ is still charming the skims off that ex, and he ain't fooling me. Back over with Ish and Kadian and Swayze. Ish is asking if they met each other's family, and she was like, well, he met my friend and it wasn't as peaceful, as you are. And so he was like, well, what happened? And she was just basically telling him. And so he was like, are you like your friend? She was like, well, I can be. He said, no, you're not with me. Kadian, that's not cute that you go in like that. That ain't cute. I don't know. Oh, child, I just really don't know. So his friend said, okay, so my thing is, show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you are. She's like, nah, I don't agree. I mean, it is true. Your friends are a reflection of you. Like, she just like that friend. And that's exactly why they flock together and get to kick in, because they're just alike. And you are the company that you keep, and that's for real. Back over with Lauren and LJ, Looney, and Trinika. Lauren is asking the ladies what they do for a living and about their last relationship. And Trinika said her last relationship was with an entertainer. So she understands the groupies and, having to be secure in your relationship. But, that was a long time ago. So Looney was like, girl, I'm not giving you no answers about me. Okay, truth be told. But I do want to know something about y'all. So how y'all go from sex to no sex? I know that's right, honey. Ask the questions that need to be asked. So he was like, well, when I'm with a woman, she is who I prioritize. That don't mean she can't sneak into the mix, honey. Prioritize means to put things in order of importance. The boo could be number one, and that ex could be number two. And judging from this ex, honey, I ain't trusting nothing. Nothing at all. So she asked if there was ever a chance for reconciliation between the ex and LJ. And he said, never say never. Never say never. Then why are you here? LJ, I don't know if the elevator not going all the way up to the top or what. Listen to what you just said. You are sitting in front of potential women that you're saying you're ready to love, but yet you're telling them, but don't get too comfortable, okay? Because me and that ex never say never. What are you talking about? I don't have time for this. I really don't have time for this, child. I really don't. And that's probably why you were on the bottom for 3 consecutive times, because this is just a fool. So Trinika was like, well, it seems like y'all still in love, so what's going on? So the ex gonna say, I do still love him. Ma'am, say what? LJ is up there wasting people's time. Sir, you have no intention on leaving this woman alone. She's still in love with you. And for her to just outright say it, really she showed up to see what I was doing with these other heifers. Like, let me see who he been wasting time with. Because I'm telling you right now, we're going to get it popping right after I get through grilling y'all. And that's what it's giving me. Moving forward. So he said he feels like he's going to always love her, but he's trying to find something new. This is giving RL and Deborah Cox. Honey, we can't be friends if we can't be lovers. This ain't over. I wouldn't waste my time with LJ. Y'all really don't like him like that anyway, because there ain't no way I would be sitting and skinning and grinning with a man that told me that the ex that's sitting right in front of me never say never about us getting back together. And we literally just had sex probably 2 days ago when you met me. No. It's a no-go. It's a hell no, and it's a yuck. Moving forward. Back over with Kadian and Swayze. Kadian leaves, and his friend was like, I sensed like the awkwardness between the two of you. So Swayze was like, I like her personality, but she's always rolling her eyes and being disrespectful. She's just very selfish. So his friend advised him to just take it day by day. These two might be together, but eventually he will get tired of her childish ways. Okay, he will get tired of it. He will get tired of the faces. He will get tired of the eye rolling. He'll get tired of all of that. Kadian, you have to correct that. I understand that's a part of your personality, but after a while, we have to self-correct. Like, it just ain't making no sense. So Swayze said he feels like with Kadian, it's like pulling teeth. Well, child, go on, set yourself off. In the next scene, LJ and Cherise and Kadian and Mike go on a group date. This is the most awkward group date ever. Nobody likes Cherise but you, LJ, and y'all don't even like each other or have any potential connection. So stop calling it a date and just say I'm getting everybody together to hang out. So they're all at the table, right? And Kadian is like, Mike, where you been? And, he answered or whatever. She was like, what was all that standing up? He's like, well, you do that when you're feeling somebody and they're feeling you. She's like, well, whose friend did you meet? Dang, girl, let him answer one question first. You asked all this but was stumped meeting Swayze's friend. So if I were you, I would just sit there silent. So Mike is like, dang, you asked one question and don't even give me a chance to answer the first question before you ask another. Like, that's who you are, right? Like, dang. So Cherise tells Kadian that, her approach is negative and it's kind of aggressive. So Kadian said, Cherise saying all this negative stuff about me. I could say so much about her, but I'm really trying not to. This is what she said in her confessional. And so Kadian, because she's pissed, she's like, well, I'm not here to be friends. So Cherise said, but you said you wanted to be my friend and build a friendship. So Kadian is like, yeah, but that don't mean that we just start being friends, because of this show. So Cherise is like, but I hope you're here to make friends, right? So Kadian is like, no, I'm not here for that. I'm here for a connection. So Cherise said, well, I have a text proving that you want to be friends. Child, what is this show? What is this show? What is it? Oh my gosh, we have gotten so far away from the original premise. I don't even know what I'm watching. I'm about to give up on Ready to Love, honey. I could do something else on Friday nights. So when they come back next season, please don't look for a review from me, honey, because I just can't. This don't make no sense. What are y'all fighting about right now? Just what? So she's like, yeah, I knew it was fake. And Kadian said, yeah, it was. So she reads the text, right? And so LJ and Mike are like, oh, that's sweet. So Mike looks to Kadian and he was like, well, did you mean it? Cherise said, no, she didn't. Kadian said, nope, I did not mean it. So Kadian was like, I'm just playing the game. So Cherise is like, you're fake. You're full of ish. So baby, they're going back and forth and back. And baby, Cherise said, today is mad day. She's like, you said these men don't have money and asked me if I wanted to go on a date with you and your sugar daddy. Kadian was like, no, I did not say that. Well, ma'am, that's oddly specific. So I feel like you said it. Baby, that's too specific for me, honey. So Kadian said, you talked about Samson's car. No, I didn't. Whole time they arguing. Mike and LJ just sitting back laughing, right? This was the dumbest argument in Ready to Love history. Cherise, you should know not to trust anybody on this show. And I do mean anybody. And who cares about y'all being friends? You don't need that. And Kadian is truly a piece of work. She probably did mean it, but got in her feelings when Cherise called her out about the way that she was speaking to people. And that's what it was. And she was like, you about as ignorant as you look. You ain't nothing but a bully. And she was like, rawr. This is ignorance. This is ignorance. The baby has ignorant on Kadian. This facial expression is ignorant on Cherise. Mike and LJ sitting there and LJ bringing that X is ignorant. Honey, it's ignorance, child. Ooh, honey, this is crazy. This is a fool. These two are literally sitting up here arguing about Cherise and Kadian being friends. So, Cherise, are you ready to love Kadian? Like, what is happening? Don't worry about if she wants to be friends, girl. But good job on the text receipts, okay? And normally, people are against Cherise, but I appreciated her calling it out for the fakeness that it is. Or maybe that's just me. In the next scene, the men meet at the lounge and Mike tells Tommy, that his friend saw something that he had with Brandy versus what he had with Kayla, but he don't want to give up on Kayla. So LJ was like, yeah, I brought my ex and it was interesting because, we've been together recently. Tommy was like, wait a minute. Hold him up, swallow him up. Recently? LJ, why bring this lady when clearly there's some unfinished business? Why? So Randall talks about his truth teller saying that she liked Kayla. And he's like, but she also liked Jamala. So, I can't make any decisions. Child, you just want Jamala. And just say that. So Swayze was like, the truth teller that I brought was my good friend Ish. And, it was awkward because Kadian likes to be childish and make faces and act the way that she acts. So then he asked who they weren't feeling. Samson said Jamala. It was no connection there. She ain't tried. He ain't tried. They ain't vibe. Mike said Cherise because Kadian said she wasn't there to make friends and Cherise lost it on her. Mike, please. You just don't like Cherise. She was literally taking your side in how you were feeling about Kadian, and it turned into them going back and forth about fakeness and her saying that she was her friend and she really is not. Please stop trying to make it like Cherise just sat down and started going in on Kadian. That's why I don't like Mike. That's exactly why I don't like him. He is so, I don't even know the word to describe him. It's just, I don't like him. Because when he doesn't like a woman, you will know by the way he speaks to her, his actions, the way he behaves. He just gets on my nerves. So LJ said loony. And you don't like that she called you out. That's what it is. Because, honey, you sure liked it when you was calling to check on her when she had that beer virus. Randall said loony. Mike said loony because basically she played too much. She thinks she a comedian, honey. She the homegirl. Swayze said Kayla. Mike said Trinika. Samson said Trinika because of their maturity level. say what? Maturity level, but you liked Flower Child, and she definitely gave immature. From the looks to the personality. So what are you talking about? Trinika is not on your maturity level. Anyway, it's time for the eliminate. So Trinika goes to meet with Mike, honey. She already knowing what time it is, baby. She walked in on go. She was like, yeah, okay, let's just get into it, honey. Just go and say what you got to say because I'm not in the mood. He's like, smile. She said, nope, I won't. And I'm not going to force one. So let's just get into it. Honey, I know that's right because she's done absolutely nothing to be in the bottom. And she has had plenty of connections. So I'm not understanding why y'all named her, but not one person said Kadian. What are y'all doing in here? So this just lets me know that this show is pre-produced. And the producers are choosing the people that are eliminated and in the order that they are eliminated. Because really and truly, Swayze should have been gone a long time ago because he's not connected with any of the women. I don't ever hear him naming him. Kadian should be gone for the simple fact that she is only connected to Swayze. Really and truly, I like Brandy. I really, really do. But Brandy should have been gone because she's not doing anything and she has no connection with Samson. Like, let's just be real. Mike should go because he's Mike. So this just lets me know that the production has a hand in it and it's foolishness. Over on the other side, Samson meets with Looney and she also knew what was up. I feel like they need to change the elimination format. Because when you show up on a date with somebody that you haven't talked to, clearly you know it's time for you to get eliminated. So back with Trinika and Mike, Mike tells Trinika that the men felt that they couldn't really get a connection. Well, baby, what'd he say that for? She is pissed because she knows that it's not the case. She was like, I know you lying. Meanwhile, Samson is over there speaking his speech, talking about, we got to see the best of Looney. It was a blessing. Pastor Samson, honey, pass the collection plate so we can go to commercial, child. Looney ain't like none of y'all. Let's just keep it real. And that's the reason why y'all didn't get nothing but that runway walk. Na 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 na. Maybe that's all y'all got. Back over with Trinika and Mike. Trinika is like, I'm not going to chase y'all. Okay, I have put in great effort and I'm not about to let y'all say that there were no connections because that's a lie. Looney said, well, I'm not going to fake things. But, I made some good friends and I'm happy for that. So Samson told Looney she wasn't ready to love. She said, I don't feel ill will towards anybody. I hope everybody finds what they're looking for. And I'm cool with this. Looney gives comedian homegirl, except when she walks in. Okay? She doesn't give you sexual energy. She doesn't give you anything. She just gives you homegirl. And that's okay. So Trinika in her little black dress are still ready to love. Baby, Trinika said, y'all were not playing my face, honey. Baby, that was the highlight for me. Trinika let Mike have it, and he was a little bit scared. Baby, he was a little bit scared, honey. But her and her wrist arm brace said, listen, dude, you will not come here and tell me that I don't have no connections because that would be a lie. And that was the end of the episode. Listen, y'all, it is my birthday today. So there will be no Love and Marriage Huntsville review. I'm going to take today to enjoy. We will celebrate my birthday on a Monday night. So be there or be square. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.